I wish I had some kind of joke, but not this time, because this episode was just awesome!
Pokemon Ranger, I choose you!
What's up, my dear boys and girls, it's your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to another review of Pokemon the Anime 2019. Today, my heart just went through a rollercoaster ride of feelings with episode 5, Snorlax Became Gigantic, the Mystery of Daimax. And oh boy, this episode has been something else. The excitement of new discovery, the sadness of rejection, and then pure happiness. What am I talking about? Well, if you want to know more, if you want to know my opinion, then grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and let's do this. So we know that since last week's episode, our heroes have a little stalker secretly following them in form of adorable Scorbunny, who after checking out his new look, can't wait to finally be noticed by his senpai GOU. And after going through some dressing rooms, including one where he interrupted a Bunnelby devouring a long carrot, he finally found his beloved trainer. But no matter how many cute poses and ear wiggles he did, notice me senpai! Our trap boy was more concentrated on discussing of how to eat trained food properly, making our bunny really angry. Also, Ash complaining about the bread being hard. Don't you know, Ash? Train food is always terrible, and according to Gordon Ramsay, it's especially really terrible in the UK. But let's get back to the main topic. Our poor little Pokemon ended up being so tired of not getting noticed that he even forgot to exit the train. But not even a high-speed train can separate him from the love of his life. So he not only jumps out of the train, but he also runs all the way back and nearly gets crushed. Meanwhile, our boys are entering the wild area after getting the information about the Dynamax phenomenon and that they have to search for a red light to find those gigantic Pokemon. To be honest, the next scene was a lot of fun to watch, with Ash and GOU discovering new places and different kind of Pokemon. It really represented the overall fun aspect of the wild area really well. Also, by the way, it's Goomy! But suddenly, our heroes stopped their journey through the wild area. Because Ash thought that the red station light is the red light that the train worker was talking about, which indicates that there's a Dynamax Pokemon nearby. Satoshi! I guess Ash won't change anytime soon, and so is GOU, because even though Scorbunny fought through numerous obstacles to finally reunite with him, GOU still won't notice him whatsoever, even with his Ronaldo-like skills. So the only way that those dense boys will finally notice us, oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks here, is to hurt Ash. Success! But then comes the most heartbreaking moment of the episode, because even though GOU really appreciates all the effort that our cute Pokemon did, he still stubbornly insists that Mew will be his very first Pokemon. I mean, come on GOU, how can you say no to this? But suddenly the vibe of this episode drastically changes from sad to borderline panic mode as a result of the actual red light appearing, causing Snorlax to Gigantamax. But not only are our heroes panicking because of the sudden change of the Pokemon, but they also panic because Snorlax is blocking the train railway, with the incoming train potentially being in grave danger. So it's a race against time, and no matter what our heroes did, the Dynamax Pokemon won't even move an inch away from the railway. But Ash then remembers that feeding Snorlax back then caused him to move, so that's why our boys are now trying to cut off the berry hanging above Snorlax by any means. And with a united effort of Pikachu's Iron Tail and Ash swinging around the berry, the plan seemingly was a success. Unfortunately, the berry got stuck midway, and with only a few minutes left, GOU desperately tries to push the gigantic fruit towards the sleepy Pokemon. But like always, a great hero always arrives at the most gruesome time, and we have that hero in the form of Scorbunny, who finally pushes the berry towards a hungry Snorlax, with GOU commanding to use his double kick. Although it first seemed like that the rejected Pokemon ended up being another Snorlax appetizer, luckily he spits him out, because I guess Snorlax doesn't really like to have bunnies during Christmas time. Dear Scorbunny, do not visit Germany during Christmas time. Anyway, even though Scorbunny is really happy that GOU praised him, the realization kicks in that GOU still doesn't want him. And after I basically shake my laptop to death, GOU finally puts his stubborn childhood dream aside and decides to fulfill my second deepest wish, and Scorbunny can finally call GOU his beloved trainer. And I will admit, I'm a guy in my 20s, but after watching that scene, I cried like a motherfucking baby. And no, I'm not ashamed of it. The episode ends with the boys telling Sakuragi about their discovery, Yampa being hostile to not only Ash, but also to Scorbunny, which basically means that Yampa is just an asshole, and with GOU proudly presenting his partner. So that's the end of the episode, and wow, I can't wait to tell you guys my opinion. So, my impression. I think by now you guys can understand why this episode in my opinion was so great, because it had everything. Some light-hearted comedy with the whole Scorbunny situation of trying to be noticed by Senpai Go, the short introduction of the wild area as a whole, which really represented one of the main aspects of the games very well, and I honestly can't wait to see more. Then we had the whole conflict between Scorbunny and Go, and I really did love how this whole thing was structured. First we witnessed the bunny Pokemon desperately trying to get noticed by his desired trainer, no matter what, and he really tried everything, but then circumstances and numerous other obstacles got in his way, and even with all that, we saw determination in his eyes, and that he would do everything to be with Go. And after we witnessed this display of overcoming everything in his way, he then gets rejected by Go. And not only that he gets rejected by Go, but also he gets rejected because of our trap boy stubbornly holding on to this dream of catching Mew as his first Pokemon. But luckily, thanks to the climax, Go realized that he had a once-in-a-lifetime moment right in front of him, and after he finally got over Mew, he did the only right thing and caught Scorbunny. And in my review, I might have sounded pretty ironic, but in all seriousness, when I saw Scorbunny finally getting his deepest wish to be fulfilled, I really did cry. Like, it was really emotional. I actually paused this scene because the tears got in my way. So emotional was this episode to me. Last but not least, let's talk about Dynamaxing / Gigantamaxing in the anime. A lot of us were skeptical of how this new gimmick will be executed in the anime, and some people even questioned of whether or not Dynamaxing can even work in the first place, and I can gladly report to you guys that it just works. Not only that the Dynamax animation in itself is just beautiful, but I really like how the anime has handled it, with Dynamaxing being a challenge that you don't necessarily overcome with brute force alone, like in the games, but that you have to find another way to solve it, and combining that rather smart and innovative aspect with the sense of race against time and the music by Yuki Hayashi, aka the guy who makes the My Hero Academia music, including the Dynamax music, which kinda sounded like final boss music, and you have a perfect recipe of how to properly introduce a new mechanic into the anime. The slightly negative thing I can say about this episode is how easily Go has given up on his dream of Mew as his first Pokemon. But then again, they showcase Scorbunny with such cuteness and such determination, I think all of us would have given in to this Pokemon. But even with that detail, this episode has to be my favorite episode so far. Excellent. And I honestly can't wait to see more of Go and Scorbunny, and I'm also really looking forward to more of the wild area in the anime. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review, and just like always, I see you guys in the comments down below.